The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Tackle. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Number 10.
That third down conversion good for 23. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
First down, Green Bay.
From the red zone now, Mariota. He's got it. And the Packers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They get this out left, and he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 1-yard touchdown reception, and the Packers add 6 to their lead. And this one through the uprights and good.
Makes the score Packers 21, Bears nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll drop to throw. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
10 at the 42-yard line.
First down, a run with Cohen. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Kenny Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Escaping the pressure right. And the pressure gets to him again. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprint.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Intercepted.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted.
Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Back to throw. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Marcus Mariota with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 28. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Extra point.
So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
But number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head, walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
We got this. Bobo's the mic. Mike's Bobo.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And 3.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Check.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Mariota on 3rd and 2. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. Touchdown, Packers. Robert Tanyan with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Makes the score Packers 42, Bears nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears claw one back. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter.
Packers 42, Bears 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's got this down to the 35. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. So first and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Now this throw caught left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
First down, Green Bay.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10.
Switch. Where are they, team? One.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bryant. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7.
A gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
To the air again, Mariota. Buying time to his left. The ball comes out, and this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retained possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 2nd and goal, Mariota, and they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Bilal Nichols forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. from the gun, Mariota. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
Gain on the play.
So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Mason Crosby on for the field goal. A 23-yard attempt.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now a dump off here complete, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Hey, 25 to Mike. We'll go 20. Hey, come on out, come on out. 18 ready. It's 25 to Mike. We'll go 25 to Mike. Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Deep ball for Goodwin. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard strike.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll go with Jones. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Packers unable to pick up the 1st. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Flush to his right. And this is going to be incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flushed out right. That's complete to Mooney. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Bears are able to make things a bit more respectable. Whoa. He just yanked that one well to the left and no good.
Cairo Santos set to kick off.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, it's Jones. Gets around him. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down again.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 20. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
51, Mike. Mike 51. Come on. Key tight end. Key tight end.
They try again with Cohen. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
It's up 3rd and 10.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And that will cut this lead down to 25.
Score, Packers 45, Bears 20.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Packers.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing here, Mariota. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he completes it to Cohen. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Coming to you, coming to you. Check 45, come on. Here we go, D.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And this one is right through. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine a head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to...
And now here is another interception. Kevin King with a pick, and that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Green Bay, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.